disappointing. You know, it's disappointing. A guy that can really carry a grudge is a good thing. You know, I got the way that Pereira and Adesanya ended it, and they both got a little on each guy, and we wish you well. I mean, I really thought that would form a camaraderie, but Izzy didn't let it go. You know, they were in the airport or something. I remember, like, on an Instagram and a video. I respected that Adesanya could hold a grudge, and there isn't the other side. And the other side is, you know, life's too short to have things like this. If we're not going to fight, then what's the point? And they're not going to fight. They're not separated by a weight that was a big problem. They're now separated by 2 weights. It just simply isn't going to happen. So if you want to get along with people, you know, you can get along with people. But if you want to know from an entertainment standpoint, I didn't like it.
Former UFC champion HOLM fights BUENO SILVA this Saturday at UFC Vegas 77, and you can watch it live on ESPN Plus. So don't wait. Click the link in the description and sign up for ESPN Plus today.
We saw the current champion in Vegas. Didn't want to say nothing. He didn't want to look. The kid's a weirdo. He saw the picture during the fights. He asked his manager for advice of what to do. His manager told him to keep quiet, don't give it any attention. So sissy's gonna sissy.
Two years ago, I don't remember when, but I found, you know, hangman person in the forest when I was with the dog for the walk, you know, in forest. And I found this guy, so I have to call for the police, you know, because dead people in the wood, dead man hanging on the tree. It's weird.
Yeah.
And so I called the police. I have to talk with policemen how I found him, that I see somebody over there, maybe someone helped him, you know. They have to do his job, you know. And after everything, he asked me, I have to take the piece of the rope with me. And I say, talking about, you know, for what? And he said, for the luck. So I checked it on the internet, and long time ago, people believe that when you find a hangman person, that the rope bring you luck, you know.
Wow.
So I don't take the rope to my home, but all in the place when I find him, this all the time the rope is on the tree, you know. So before whole fight, I go there and touch it for the lock.
Yep. Let's go. That's my dude. Hey, 7-0, baby. 7-0. Hey, listen. One of my favorite people on the entire planet is Jason Knight. Landon was a tough fight. So for Jason to go take him down or get taken down, but to submit him that quickly, man, right? I mean, this one was so easy. Jason Knight, the guy who is known for taking tons of damage, took 0 damage. He's ready for the freaking semifinals. Come on, baby. JTK, the kid, dog. I love you, dude. Jason Knight, you are the man. Awesome.
it's a tough one to swallow. It's 0-7 now for Perel Team McGregor. I gotta apply. We call this the really filter. So here's my really filter on this. So nobody on the veteran team has less than 20 years training, right? They're all training in one form or another for about 20 years training. Do you think the training in the last 12 days was what was the difference between these matchups?
No.
Really?
No.
Really? The last 12 days, if we had got all the vets and they got all the newcomers, was the results going to be that different that in the last 12 days of training, when you're just making weight, a little bit of game planning, was that going to be the difference between a group of guys that had 20 years training and a bunch of UFC fights versus a group of guys that were, had some pro fights but had never been in the UFC? So it is what it is. It is what it is. I was only talking to Conor yesterday about this, and I wish I'd have been there for the picks, because I would have likened to think I would have been a bit stronger in asking for, let's just do one pick each.
Yeah.
You pick one, we pick one. You pick one, we pick one. Because it would have probably evened out a bit more, like, okay, we would have picked Lee first because of what we spoke about earlier on. But after that, we're obviously going to just pick the vets. Everybody's going to want the vets if you want to win. So we would have went kind of like vet for vet, and then eventually newcomer for newcomer.
A lot of people out there want to see him against Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Well, he was talking. I saw something where some wrote a story about I lied to GSP and I probably lied to him. You know about this? No. About Khabib? So this was after they both retired, and he said Dana called me and asked me if I wanted to fight Khabib, but he didn't have an okay from Khabib saying that he would fight. Well, you got to call somebody first, right? You got to call somebody first. I don't get them on three-way calling and say, hey guys, what's happening? Would you like to come out of retirement and fight each other? So George had been retired longer. So the question was, would George even consider, you know what I mean, fighting Khabib? He said yes. So then you talk to the other guy. But yeah, I thought that was a weird, and again, there's a lot lost in translation when George St. Pierre talks too. So maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but the way that I read it, he was saying he felt like he was kind of lied to or something, or that's the way they wrote the story. Who knows what he really said? But yeah, I thought that was weird today. But what are you asking me?
Could Khabib beat GSP's opponent for this grappling match?
Got it. That would be awesome. I would love to pull that off. That's not in the works right now, but yeah, I would love to pull that off. So I'm getting heavily involved in the grappling world now too, if you haven't noticed. So we'll have a big announcement for all that too. But yeah, I'm going after the grappling world big time.
So what's up, guys? Listen, sports doesn't really matter. The sports are different. That's why they have a different name. When you fight boxing, it's a different ball game. When you fight MMA, it's a different ball game. When you fight BUENO, it's a different ball game. It's just a different sport. And believe me, I've done it all. For example, you can afford to stand here in boxing. You can afford to be here, all square like this. You can afford to do this in boxing. As long as you get a good jab, you defend, it's very hard to beat you. Now, in MMA, you won't last 1 minute. Chop my leg in there. Easy. Go my knee. Like, stamp on my knee.
Let's just say that the bag is so big, he may actually just drop it on the way to the bank, right? He may, right? Like, let's just say that.
Okay.
I mean, if anyone even tries to like come at like, I don't know where the haters are trying to say right now. I kind of just blocked it out, but they'll just be proven wrong again. Like this is life changing. This is exactly what we planned and visualized. So we're happy.
Is it possible that he is making more for this one fight than all his UFC fights combined?
Oh my God. I mean, by far.
By multiples?
By multiples.
Wow. And is this just a one fight?
He would have had to fight.
Tell me.
I don't want to like break this way, but I'll just say like, just to make, even while being champion, he would have had to fight multiple times just to
be in this ballpark. Is this one fight more than what the UFC was offering in their last offer for him to stay and do the Jones fight and all that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, more than the whole thing?
Oh yeah.
Why?
You crazy son of a...